Hi, I'm David Ezekiel, transitional pastor for the First Federated Church of Peoria. Welcome to our midweek moment. There is a line from the Bible that proposes that we learn how to become a cheerful giver. For the Bible understands when you learn the joy of giving, it will change your life. Allow me to share with you a story that Katharine Hepburn tells about just such an experience as she experienced it in her own childhood, and the words that I am about to use are her own words. She writes, "Once when I was a teenager, my father and I were standing in line to buy tickets for the circus. Finally, there was only one other family between us and the ticket counter, and this family made a big impression on me. There were 8 children, all probably under the age of 12, and the way they were dressed, you could tell they didn't have a lot of money, but their clothes were neat and clean. The children were well behaved, all of them standing in line, 2 by 2 behind their parents, holding hands. They were excitedly jabbering about the clowns, animals, and all the acts that they would be seeing that night. By their excitement, you could sense they had never been to the circus before. It would be a highlight of their lives. The father and mother were at the head of the pack, standing proudly as could be. The mother was holding her husband's hand, looking up to him as if to say, 'You're my knight in shining armor.' He was smiling and enjoying seeing his family happy. The lady at the ticket counter asked the man how many tickets he wanted, and he proudly responded, 'I'd like to buy 8 children's tickets and 2 adult tickets so I can take my family to the circus.' The ticket lady stated the price. The man's wife let go of his hand. Her head dropped. The man's lip began to quiver, and then he leaned a little closer and asked, 'How much did you say?' The ticket lady again stated the price, and the man did not have enough money. How was he supposed to turn and tell his 8 kids that he didn't have enough money to take them to the circus? Seeing what was going on, my dad reached into his pocket, pulled out a $20 bill, and then dropped it on the ground. We were not wealthy in any sense of the word. My father bent down, picked up the $20 bill, tapped the man on the shoulder, and said, 'Excuse me, sir, this fell out of your pocket.' The man understood what was going on. He wasn't begging for a handout, but certainly appreciated the help in a desperate, heartbreaking, and embarrassing situation. He looked straight into my dad's eyes, took my dad's hand in both of his, squeezed tightly onto the $20 bill, and with his lip quivering and a tear streaming down his cheeks, he replied, 'Thank you. Thank you, sir. This really means a lot to me and my family.' My father and I went back to our car and drove home. The $20 that my dad gave away is what we were going to buy our own tickets with that night. Although we didn't get to see the circus that night, we both felt a joy inside us that was far greater than seeing the circus could ever provide. The day I learned the value of giving. The giver is bigger than the receiver. If you want to be larger than life, learn to give. Love has nothing to do with what you are expecting to get, only with what you are expecting to give, which is everything. The importance of giving, blessing others, can never be overemphasized because there's always joy in giving. Learn to make someone happy by acts of giving. So, in conclusion, I challenge you to deeply consider what Katharine Hepburn so wonderfully stated. If you want to be larger than life, learn to give. I'm David Ezekiel. Thanks for sharing this midweek moment with me.